Hi everybody, this is Ryan from Thrivity, and I want to take you through an example of how your sellers can use tabular quoting in DealHub to produce quotes that are simple and easy for your customers to understand when you're quoting things such as tiered pricing or free months and so forth. And so the way that I'm going to show you it, first we're going to go through a couple examples and I'll show you what I had to do on the back end to make it possible. So I have my playbook open. This probably looks familiar. This is the one that we built last week. It has implementation and software. Just two simple questions. What products would you like to quote? So let's go through a tiered pricing example, right? Let's say we're going to sell a 3-year deal, but we want to show different quantities for each year. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to call this year 1 on this tab, and let's choose our software. And you can see I've added a question here. How many users? It defaults to 1,000. Sounds good to me. Let's sell this to them for a year. And then next, we will set up year 2. So they can either start a new tab or they can copy what's on that tab. Makes it really easy. Let's say in year 2, we just want to sell 2,000 users. And the start date for this will actually just be a year out, right? So August 16th, 2023, and then we'll copy it one more time and we'll say year 3, and let's put this at a quantity of 3,000, and we'll set the start date out again to 2024 this time, August 16th. Perfect. So now I've quoted a 3-year deal. If I open up the product summary, we can see the pricing below. We see the groups for year 1, year 2, year 3. If you set up tiered pricing based on quantity, it will adopt it here, right? And I've done this very simply, right? So list price is $100. If they go over 1,001 users, it goes down by 10%, and then by 20% whenever they hit 3,000 users. Obviously in DealHub, you can set up pricing discounts based on term as well. But this is pretty simple. So I set up a simple quote template so we could look at what this is going to show the customers. So here we go. So we've got the standard information at the top, but then when we drop down to recurring fees, now we see it's not all in one table. It's broken out. So we have year 1 with our year 1 annual unit price of $100. Then we have year 2 annual unit price of $90. So it shows the distinction based on quantity. And then we have the totals for each. And then obviously you can add a text field to combine everything into one total. So that's how you quote tiered pricing. If I wanted to change this and make it free months in advance, let's just go ahead and drop out one of those tabs, and let's call this tab rest of term. We'll call this free months. And let's say that we want to offer 3 months at the beginning of the term, and then the remainder is we charge for. So I'm just going to set that to 3 months, and then what I want to do is I want to figure out when that ends. It ends November 15th, so then the rest of the term needs to start on November 16th. So let's go ahead and set that. And this could be a 15-month deal as it is, right? Now, what I probably want to do, if it's free months, I want to discount that section. So we'll just hit 100% discount, and then let's preview the document. So what we should see is we see 2 tables here. So we have our free months. We can see the sales price for the free months is obviously $0. And then we have rest of term at the correct amount. So there are 3 things that you need to do in DealHub to set this up. First thing you need to do is on your playbook, you need to enable, if you go to general settings, you need to enable repeatable, right? And so that allows it to be a repeat tab. And at that point, you can set the default name for it. So that's first step. After you do that, the next thing that you're going to have to do is on your pricing table, in the table settings, you can separate by proposal attribute. So when you go here the first time, You'll click create separate pricing table for each. You may not have anything to select here. So that means you have to set your proposal attribute, right? And we know proposal attributes are set on the product side. If I go to my product catalog here in the same version, if I go down to settings, I set a proposal attribute. I called it item group just to keep it simple. And then cancel this. And then every time you do a product assignment, you'll see that proposal attribute show up if you just enter item.group name. Now, of course, if you have 100 SKUs, you don't want to do this every time. Obviously, once you set this up, you do an export and import, and you're ready to go. And then you'll be able to easily enable your sales users to have multiple tabs and then break things out in the output in terms of the way that the customer wants to see it. So that's what I had to cover today. Thank you.